fifth and final day of our first LAN in 2 years begins right now, and absolutely this one is split between these two teams. I'm Cole, joined by Yummy, but Stumpy, who's going to be the EU representative?
That is a, quite frankly, near impossible question because the desk made it abundantly clear how close these two teams have been. We were looking at the stats earlier, 5-5 in series in their last 10, 24 games apiece as well. However, a very interesting statistic, in best of sevens, we see SMPR take the lead. The last 4 they've played, SMPR have won 3 of them.
That's after being doubted all series long, not getting predicted whatsoever by the RLCS casters. Now they have the backup of the casters, of the crowd. It'll be interesting to see if SMPR can take on the Titans of BDS.
I mean, they've already proven time and time again that they can do that. Even when BDS were absolutely at their best in RLCS X, it was SMPR Esports, only the second team to stop them winning a regional.
I believe this is going to be a battle of boost. Both of them very, very conservative with their boost. SMPR Esports use less boost than anybody else at this LAN, and they steal a lot.
The thing is, it's not just the on-pitch performance either. There's such a juxtaposition in the battle between these two teams. You have Archie, the man who just blocked Shorset from getting that big clear, where he is so confident in himself. The question has been, is he overconfident? Thus far, no. But versus Extra, a man who is humble, who is so mature in the way that he conducts himself, it's going to see who comes out on top of that very interesting personality battle.
Early chance though for Mark by Moon, who sets up Extra, and Team BDS are already coming out on top of that battle.
Great start for BDS. Monkey Moon just slows it down, caught Chesset off guard, and Extra will finish it off.
Squeezing it past all 3 defenders too, as 2 of them went up to try and get it away from the backboard player. Couldn't quite get to it. BDS early lead.
Extra is another one of those underrated players too, but yesterday he popped off. He was a major factor of getting them to these semi-finals.
I feel like every player so far on BDS has had that chance to. Over in the Swiss, it was Mark by 8. Yesterday, it was Extra. Monkey Moon, not questions asked about him, but the man that we are seeing a few times not live up to the potential we saw from his online performance.
And right now they're doing what BDS do at their best, and that is combining all 3 of them involved in every single attack. It looked for a second earlier on that they'd have another chance to score, but Shorset got in the way for SMPR Esports to keep it at just a 1-goal deficit. Here comes Extra to the sky. Cassio should block it, and SMPR Esports defend well again.
And both of them really team-based players, but especially for SMPR, what we saw yesterday, Archie taking a bit of a step back, no longer chasing for the glory, and that made SMPR so much stronger as a team.
Isn't it terrifying as well that we have to look at SMPR, see them in the semi-finals and think, and we've not really seen Archie be Archie. Like, it's Cassio been dominating the pitch. Sure, supporting Archie, let's just say, has been phenomenal. He has still looked brilliant, but we've yet to see him be him. So it's now the battle between Monkey Moon and Archie, who is the next player to really step up on their respective teams.
It's been an amazing journey for those players as well. Archie only turning 15 in RLCSX and has already stamped his name at the top of RLCS.
Had a chance there just to go solo once or twice, but his first touch wasn't the best, and for good measure, he's taken out the game by Mark by 8. Thankfully for SMPR, Shorset can come forward, getting a beautiful aerial 50-50, then a second touch as well, beating Mark by 8 to the ball. Archie shoots it, it's down onto the crossbar, and that was an important touch from Monkey Moon.
Starting to get crunch time in this game, halfway through, and BDS have that tight lead.
Yeah, so far we've just seen a couple more chances flowing from BDS too, where SMPR have been developing plays down the pitch, where BDS have been having those pot shots a bit more often. SMPR holding out well to keep this at 1-0, however.
Even still, if this was RLCSX, we'd probably be seeing a very different story. We'd expect that BDS would dominate, but SMPR have been that team of late to take them on.
Oh, here we go. Not too much time left as Extra edgeable towards Monkey Moon, who's faked up by Cassio. Mark by 8 can follow him up, but touches only as far as Archie, who tries to get it away. Mark by 8 steams in there, as Gregan was saying on the desk. He is the player that can make SMPR Esports rush.
Real opportunity there for Mark to score as well, but just shooting it early means the Shorset has to retreat and they can continue having that pressure on the orange side.
I have to point out as well, SMPR have been kept on low boost for most of that play, and that's going to make them struggle to get any goals at the other end, especially if Archie can struggle to get in the air.
Team BDS are having plenty of time as well to take these first touches. Well, they got a clean one there, and that was another good 50-50 challenge win by Team BDS, but the demos are coming in now. Mark by 8 dodges one. Brilliant defending from Mark by 8.
What a phenomenal set that he just put forward there. The demo came in, he had to stay firm. He does so, keeps it at that 1-0 with 1 minute left. Another demo coming in SMPR taking the fight to the blue side.
They're going aggressive, and Chauset as well. Now Clutch Set starting to look for that firepower.
This is the SMPR that we all want to see. They did it yesterday against Dignitas all the way up to Game 7. Can they show in Game 1 of this best of 7 that they can do the same against Team BDS?
But it's Monkey Moon trying to keep the defense steady, and Team BDS get it down together, and a miss by Extra.
It could have been so much better there for Extra, been playing so well in this event, but he has to take chances like this if BDS are to win here. Sure set round the corner, Extra gets in the way, that's much better. Archie's up, Extra blocks him away, there's going to be no pass though, and Cassio can clear it.
Still a chance for SMPR as Chauset hits it middle, right in front of the net. Oh, it goes wide. Chauset goes for another, saved out by Monkey.
Mark having to support Monkey Moon there and does so.
Mark by 8 sends it away. Chauset coming in, trying to keep this one pinned on the BDS half, only a couple of seconds left. Archie's going to try and keep it up, but Archie's going to fail to keep it up, and Team BDS, they're going to take that first game.
Before this started, Cassio was saying that they love to play BDS. They feel like having that winning formula against them through the online season, one of the unbelievably rare teams to do so. That confidence may well do them well in this game, but in Game 1, BDS, brilliant advantage.
Felt like a real team effort as well from BDS. No one member had to step up. This is what we want to see if BDS are meant to go the entire way.
It was incredibly tight, actually, all across the field. Every player involved, but, you know, only 1/6 of the game per player. No one, as you mentioned, stepped up at all, and there are so many players that can.
That's going to be... it's always going to be tight when SMPR didn't really score any goals. They had a few shots, but no real chance for them to stand out.
A shockingly low-scoring game as well, realistically. Looking at like 250 points, like in total. I mean, within like 120 throughout the entirety of all of these players, where I guess a lot of that midfield play coming in. Yummy, you mentioned earlier about the boost battles. You don't get points for stealing boost, but you may well get good results.
But we didn't see a lot of boost stealing coming out from SMPR because they were stuck in their own half for most of that. You need to get Archie down to the other end. He needs to be the one stealing the boost.
Yeah, but what it does show is that if any of these players can step up, and we mentioned Archie, we mentioned Monkey Moon, both of those players capable of unlocking any defense in the world, the opportunities are there.
This is still the highest result, a top 4 for all 6 of these players. Chauset has 2 major victories under his belt in DreamHacks, but has never made top 4 before, never made top 2 before in RLCS.
What a chance for them to start it off, though. Archie, brilliant reception on the pass.
Straight away, there was Archie. Chauset gets in there early. It took them more than 5 minutes and they couldn't score in the last game, but just that turn of speed from Chauset to set Archie up, and this is a man that when he gets rolling, he can be unstoppable.
I love seeing him slow that down too. That's when he was most dominant. He reels someone in, and just as they're about to get that challenge, he knows the timing on when to get it past them.
Great start to Game 2 for SMPR. There's already a chance for another shot after that flick, but BDS can damage them here. SMPR Esports have got Chauset going back. He does pick up 100 boost. Marked by 8, his touch wasn't the best, so Cassio can clear it, but it does seem like SMPR are coming out to play here, but maybe, Stumpy, that's exactly what Team BDS want.
Yeah, if BDS going to be able to dominate that midfield, it means that they can have a couple more chances on the net. Boost steals will be important later on. Monkey Moon, not enough that chance to get the shot. Marked by 8, though, just has it skim off the top right corner.
Incredibly close opportunities, and this is going to start rattling the nerves of SMPR Esports. It's going to be Cassio that has to keep them steady.
And here he is, he's booming it forward. It was actually a lovely pinch towards him from Archie, so the communication is still good. The passes are still flying in, but they are being intercepted, at least for now, by Monkey Moon.
The thing about SMPR as well is that yesterday we saw them take down one of the tournament favourites. On that stage, they become a different breed of players. Having the early lead in this game is going to do them well. When they are inspired, they pick it up.
And if there's any team that you can back to keep a 1-0 lead for a few minutes, even against Team BDS, SMPR Esports would definitely be up there, but they're trying to double it. Chauset comes in, beats Mark by 8 to the ball again. Cassio's going to put that onto the crossbar. Chauset's going around, he'll take out Monkey Moon, so Archie can come in to keep the attack going. Now he is up against Mark by 8. Just wants to get that flick over the top, but it falls to Extra. And even though Chauset's getting in the way, Extra can clear it.
And Team BDS's defense has been so much more rapid in getting out. They have somebody pushing forward, waiting for a pass, so they can counterattack much quicker. And that's why they're not getting pinned in. A chance here as Monkey Moon will come in. Nicely touched out.
The idea was brilliant there, but just it pops off the top of the roof when it lands on the backboard. Sends it away from Monkey Moon. Extra, bit of a misplay, but the idea was still solid.
There was a lovely pass there from Cassio, but Archie did a backflip. This time he hasn't. He does beat Extra, but it's actually a brilliant block from the Frenchman. Mark by 8 sends it long. Booming clearances from Team BDS. Not really able to keep the ball in the opposition's half for too long in this second game.
Love that decision-making by Mark by 8. He saw he couldn't have an impact on the ball. He steals both the back boosts.
And a bump as well from Mark by 8 on Archie, but the ball does eventually end up clear.
SMPR starting to come in very low on boost here, about 50 between them. Can BDS put on that press? Extra sitting yet another boost from the back corner. Both mids have been taken as well. BDS put that vice on.
Just for a second there, it was 100 boost for all BDS players and about 0 for the 3 SMPR players, and still somehow they survive as Extra puts a risky touch over towards the back. He'd almost missed that one, which definitely would have let SMPR Esports in. That's the sort of risk that you have to take if you want to win tournaments. You've got to have that confidence even when games aren't going your way. Mark Bay desperate to beat SureSet, but look at the pace from SureSet yet again.
Really solid boost management too, never using more than is necessary, and that's giving them these extra chances to get the touches out. Even still, BDS keep finding chances on the attack.
Yeah, opportunities for BDS to score here, but SMPR staying so firm on that back line just means that they might get a little bit frustrated, push too many players forward. We don't see them do it very often, but when their backs are against the wall, who knows what happens, especially in a brand new environment for all of the players.
The challenge game right now looking most likely for Team BDS. Can they intercept a SMPR Esports clearance and get on the end of the resultant pool? That's a good example. Mark Bay to the back. Monkey Moon's following up, but it's another brilliant block from SMPR.
There's been really solid attacks coming out from BDS, but nothing too testing of the SMPR defense. There's shots coming a bit too far away. They're not getting the shots just as the boost goes down.
This one is just going to fall to Extra. Still good boost though for Team BDS, as you mentioned earlier, Yummy. Monkey Moon has a chance out wide. It's towards Extra. He wants to beat him, but again, SMPR Esports just too quick on these infield passes. I want to see Team BDS slow the ball down a bit more, maybe go solo, make SMPR Esports be tempted out of their defense.
I mean, SMPR, even in that situation, I still see them beating BDS to the ball. They've done a great job of outpacing the opponents on pretty much every single time I've seen both sides take to the air, but in the final minute, BDS are lacking a goal.
And it's this last minute when you're a goal down that lets you play more aggressively. This could be a good sign for BDS.
That's a touch over the top there from SureSet. Archie turns it down. It was a good decision, a disciplined decision from the young man. Here he goes now. He's got the air dribble. This is his reward. To the backboard, he goes with it. He touches it down. Who's going to be next? It's only Extra. Team BDS have to launch this ball forward. Or not, they try and take a touch instead. Mark by 8, pass or shoot. He passes it towards Monkey Moon. He goes for the double tap. It's one touch more, but Cassio and Archie combine.
Double commit, though, from SMPR, and it means that BDS, though they couldn't push on it, it's an error coming out from them. 15 seconds.
Still a chance here as Extra goes wide off the backboard by Monkey Moon. There should be a follow-up great infield pass, but Mark by 8 can't get around it.
It was just a touch too late, and another chance goes begging for Team BDS. Extra desperately tries to put the ball in the center, but there was no real commitment for the pass, and Team BDS lose. SMPR Esports, they get this second.
Brilliant reaction from the guys on the opposite side of the stage, where just as they win, they look at each other. Well done. We squoze out a 1-0. BDS win the first game 1-0 as well. It's so close. SureSet, top of the table, over 500 points, putting on 6 saves, blocking it out from his own net. Awesome stuff.
SureSet's always been that defensive player, and yet he still has that spark of life when he's at the other end. 6 saves for SureSet, a very strong defensive performance for SMPR.
This is absolutely his type of series as well so far. Both games, just 1 goal in each of them. SureSet will be thinking, this is where my particular playstyle can elevate my team above Team BDS. He is the one that is going to make that perfect decision. Do I intercept? Do I wait? Do I hold? And how do we keep this clean sheet?
And this is the best game possible for SMPR. I can't imagine how frustrating that was for BDS to feel in control of that entire game, to be constantly stealing the boost and yet not be able to find gaps in the net.
It shows off just that maturity and the expertise that SureSet and Cassio both have in these situations. Multiple RLCS lands behind them. They are able to hold it firm. Game number 3, we go into it level.
Speaking of maturity, Extra is the one here who has to bring that mature mind, that calm mind, the communication back for BDS.
Well, will Extra be able to get Team BDS ticking in an incredibly tense series so far? I tell you what, an early BDS goal would really help, but it's gonna come in via a bump.
I love that from Monkey Moon. 1 touch, gets the 50 over 2 SMPR players, and then still has an effect on the play.
It just shows how much they respect his attack. 2 players having to try and nullify him, and yet he squeezes the 50 past. Outstanding chance to go for the bump 2.
People are looking at Archie as the player to watch in terms of taking out 3 members. Well, BDS, Monkey Moon, able to do it in such a simple fashion.
What a clearance that is, though, and it's going all the way.
I cannot believe it. that just goes
Completely
end to
free.
end from downtown. Archie finds the net, and Monkey even completely faked out.
For the first time in this series, both teams have scored.
Awesome fake from Shawset. He could have touched it, made it onto the backboard, go for a double tap. Sometimes simple is better. Let it fly, let it embarrass the defense.
And Chauset was the one playing forward, no longer just being stuck on defense for all this time.
Team BDS have to take the positives from this game so far. They did take that lead, and they did it early, and just for a second, they were able to pierce through the SMPR Esports defense. This could be another piercing pass. Chauset again, I mean, he has been absolutely massive in defense. Can it be on attack as well? Extra saves it to the ceiling. Archie has the next touch, but it's only as far as marked by 8.
SMPR not able to capitalize on such a strong opportunity, but you keep seeing Chauset moving forward. Another opportunity for Chauset. It is going to go too far forward on him.
You can feel that this series is just starting to kick up a gear as both of these teams become more comfortable. Remember the sort of attacking Rocket League that got them to this point. Here's Extra. He can do so much in attack. He's got the flip reset. Wants to go underneath Chauset, but Chauset again is blocking everything that BDS are trying.
Before the game started, Extra described SMPR as annoying. He hates playing them. The playstyle is so the antithesis of what BDS stand for, and so far, SMPR are showing why that is.
And that's got to go down to Casio. Some of the best challengers, the best 50s in Rocket League, and he challenges in a way that shuts down every play. But Keyboon, it's off the corner.
Just unbelievable. The second goal that we had in this game, it was just a massive clearance. And the third one, a 50-50. Poor old Casio just watches it fly by as BDS get their lead back.
Tell you what, I love that goal explosion as well.
Yeah.
In the rocket pass, it's just so funny to see it come in. Wipe the map out of existence. BDS 2-1 up.
Well, how many more times will we see that explosion as this series goes on? Hopefully not too many, as far as SMPR Esports are concerned. But this is something we haven't really seen yet. They're chasing this game now.
And they've kept it very fundamental, simple Rocket League. This is easy to execute on land. Just strong challenges, some infield passes when there is space, and a miss!
Talking of the fundamentals, you cannot do that on the backboard because any team at this level will take full advantage. Casio, a man that Gregan described as his MVP of yesterday, lets the ball drop to Extra.
He absolutely can't do that. Not when you're playing so well against Team BDS, especially in this high-pressure environment. Those are the sorts of moments that can just begin to weigh on you, especially when you've got rookies on your team. You've got Archie, a player who plays with emotion. He has to not be bothered by it.
And especially when your team SMPR, who have been winning off defense, who have been winning by controlling the midfield, and giving 2 goal opportunities up is going to completely switch the tempo.
God, that was so close to just being another weird little goal that might have just about snuck its way in. But the pressure from BDS building as their confidence does so as well.
Oh, there's almost a win there for Extra. But it's well defended yet again by SMPR Esports. They need to show some of that solidity here for a second or so because Team BDS are approaching again. Archie's backboard clearance can only go as far as Extra. Extra, brilliant first touch. Casio into the center. Monkeyman would love a chance to shoot, and thanks to a demo, he gets it!
The last second demo coming in, clearing the way, parting the orange sea on that side of the pitch. Casio with a miss. That is 0.5 of a second within the shot coming in. Awesome timing.
BDS starting to look like the online heroes they were in RLCS. They've been really struggling to get demos throughout this land. In this game, 2 of their goals came off the butt. Chauset, please no.
Oh, your old man on your team, Yummy, a few seasons ago, you were coaching him. What would you have said about this? Don't put it into this.
I don't take any blame for this goal. Please don't put it on me.
But I mean, we were saying, or they were saying on the desk before this game, marked by 8 is that player where you think, why is he there? And that's why he's there. He just sniffs out those opportunities.
So SMPR Esports, you just have to laugh that off. Everybody's made a mistake like that.
Yep.
And it can even be a positive for the team if you can make a fun moment out of it.
It basically becomes a mental reset where you're like, fair play, we're 5-1 down, GG. Game number 4.
But they do have still 1 minute and 50 seconds. And I mean, they may not win this game from here, but what they can do is just begin to build some momentum to it.
For a team like SMPR, they're not a high-scoring team, so we definitely don't expect them to make that comeback. But it is the true test on how good of a leader Casio is.
I mean, you say that SMPR aren't a high-scoring team. You look at BDS, they get average about 2 goals per game at the absolute peak. They're near lowest scorers coming into this land.
SMPR Esports also have one of the biggest comebacks so far in this tournament. 2 seconds left in Game 1 versus Dignitas in the Swiss. They somehow brought it back. So they have that recent history to rely on.
That's really got to rely on Archie, though. We haven't seen enough of him here. And I think a moment like this, where you're in some amount of junk time, non-worried kind of time, that's the chance for Archie to just move forward and test out his mechanic.
Well, that's a good start from Semper. They're at least getting the ball forward, but Monkey Moon is just cutting up everything they're going for. Wants his next touch as well. It's round the corner, but a good pass out from Cassio to Chaussette. He's following it. There's a demo. There's a bump. They're getting involved. It's what we like to see. Chaussette has a chance to go solo. Defended easily enough, but at least they're getting involved. Extra should have scored that, though. Marked by 8 still might. It's well defended. Here comes Extra. Still no goal.
The conveyor belt of defense finally showing up as Semper can block it out 1, 2, and 3. Still a 4-goal deficit, but one of those chances where you think, actually, if we just blocked a little bit better early on in this game, we could still be in it.
Archie, that's a nice setup, but unable to finish. That needs to be getting onto that scoreboard soon.
I think he just didn't quite get the flip reset that he was after, but again, still going for the mechanical plays. That's what we want to see. Want to get on the ball, not just trying to look for your teammates, thinking you sort this out. They have to take it upon themselves. Chaussette is still trying diligently. But BDS, I mean, credit to them. It started off incredibly tight, but once they got their lead going, they started to look like that absolutely terrifying team. They may even get one more here. Here's Extra. Not this time.
BDS, they feel like they are forcing Semper on the back foot. They're the ones creating the situations that are making mistakes. They have turned it around. They've adapted within this game.
I mean, they didn't just adapt either. They took full control of it. Sure, 2 goals came in from defensive mistakes. Take him away, it's still 3-1. It's still 4 goals in the game. Semper, they need to put up more of a fight. When it starts to go against them, they're going to need to keep that composure and make sure that BDS can't just run away with it.
And for the first time today, we do have a tactical timeout. They were so effective yesterday. What this means as a reminder is that Semper now have 1 extra minute to talk through everything that's been going on, just to discuss how do we get ourselves out of this hole?
I mean, we spoke about in that game, you know, the mental reset coming in. We go 5 goals down. All right, fair play. We can move on from there. This is a chance to really talk that through. For the coach of Billy, just to say, look, guys, chill out. We don't need to worry. Gregan, as a former coach, what are you saying to the players?
Yeah, I'm here at the equivalent of a safety car. We need to slow this match down.
You were watching earlier, okay.
Yeah, they just need to calm it all down a bit, getting a bit jumpy at times, throwing themselves in before they've even got a read on the play. And BDS were waiting for those moments, forcing those challenges, winning those interactions. If Semper jumps second, I think they're going to have a much better opportunity of beating those players out.
How much can this affect their mentality, losing a game like that 5-1?
Yeah, it started off a very low-scoring game, both teams playing a lot on neutral, and I think that one, it was mostly due to the mistakes of Semper. They were giving a lot of space up so BDS could punish them. Nothing was really being thrown out by BDS. They weren't breaking them down too much. It was Semper overcommitting, throwing themselves into the challenge and not taking their time, allowing their teammates to recover.
And what do you do if you're BDS right now and you have to waste this time just after a win?
I mean, we know what BDS's mentality is like. They're solid. They'll just be waiting here, taking their breaths. They'll be probably focusing, fiddling about in the menus, keeping their hands warm, ready to come into this next game, just the same as they always do. They just try and play their best every single game.
Well, thank you so much, Greg, and so much for these teams to discuss as we do go into this 4th game. It started off so tight, but that was a runaway for BDS.
It's also an opportunity for Chaussette and Cassio to really show their maturity and show that, look, we've been in this situation before, and try and ground the newbie. Archie is brand new here. It is a huge high-pressure situation for any pro, let alone for the first time in 2 years.
Or do they unleash him? Do they say, look, okay, dig us out of this one. We'll stay solid. You chase. You go for everything. We can play around you.
Chaussette's going to be the one to do that as well. He experienced it in RLCS Season 8, a underperformance, but learnt so much there. He needs to put that into effect now.
Well, it's already been much more than an underperformance for SMPR Esports. But can they do the same in this series and get themselves back into it? It has to start well. They have to get playing again soon after capitulating in the last.
And we saw how vital demos were for BDS in the last game. Semper, if they can start to employ them too, it's going to be so huge.
Chaussette was just going for a dribble there. A little wave dash, a little tease of what he's capable of when he gets the ball down and can dribble it a little bit, but it's these interceptions that have been most effective for him so far. And here he set up Cassio, who dances in the sky with the ball for a couple of seconds, just teasing BDS out, trying to tempt them out of their defensive solidity.
I've been very happy with the mechanical work that Cassio has put in between RLCSX and this season. He looks to be improving, but there's still ways to go. Still, when you compare him to an Archie air dribble, it is that much less threatening.
Here is Archie. booming it to the corner and then chasing it. Doesn't get too much of the ball, but at least he gets a boost steal, which might slow BDS down for a second or two, or just force the pinch into the center to be a bit more dangerous. Instead, it's Extra that gets it, and he gets a snapshot away, so just another sighter for Team BDS.
Tell you what though, it's been over a minute and this is the first time we've seen BDS push into that orange half. SMPR in this game have come out, they've been stealing that boost and making sure they're setting up camp in the blue side of the pitch because BDS, they're not used to that. When other teams have taken it to them, such as Complexity down in the Swiss, that is when they were beaten.
It's super important as well for SMPR to be pushing that midfield line because when BDS get into that offensive half, that's when they're willing to take the risk and go forward for demos. When they're in that back half, they actually prefer to rotate back to their net and are much less threatening to the SMPR defense.
Earlier on in this series, we saw a backboard mistake from SMPR Esports. I think it gave BDS the first game. No mistakes on that occasion from the backboard defense from Casio, doing much better, and now here is Casio in the corner. Martbay's clearing it. The last pass is not quite there for SMPR, despite them having the pressure.
Both teams playing very clean, very safe. They're spreading out from each other and not wanting to risk the double commit. That's also creating a situation here where we're not getting many opportunities.
Such a lovely pass that was, though, towards Casio, trying to get his teammate involved. Here's Archie now in the corner. Monkey Moon's getting the save. Chausette's already up again. Such good pace. Can he nail this one? Oh, not quite, but it's a brilliant look. Maybe another one. Archie must put it away. Archie does put it away.
That was such a close angle for Chausette. The fact that he goes for it sets this all up.
Utterly ambitious from the Frenchman. Drops it down for the English kid on the block. Over the top of Monkey Moon. 1-0, half the game left. SMPR, what a push they've had.
New life for SMPR here in this series. This is their chance to get back on top.
Now any SMPR fans have to be hoping they don't try and defend this for the next 2.5 minutes. Keep on fighting. Show what worked against Dignitas. Can you do it again? Archer's trying to get them going, but he's beaten by Mark by 8. Monkey Moon's trying to get into that far corner. Not able to there, and that's so good from SMPR Esports. Almost able to dribble it away, make that connection, keep the attack going, and look at how BDS's clearances aren't as effective anymore. They're barely passing it out, just prodding it back into the center.
Archie's moving close in on his SMPR teammates. That's what's giving him the chance to quickly follow up on their touches.
2 minutes remaining, and yet again, SMPR continue to push in that blue half. Another boost grab from Chausette. Pips it high. It's opportunity after opportunity, and they are doing so well to defend on BDS's side.
It was a tactical timeout yesterday that completely turned the game in FaZe Clan's favor. Will the same happen for SMPR Esports here? They have that power, the extra. He takes a touch. He tries to bundle it in. He doesn't, but Casio does.
It's a complete walk-in here for extra. It doesn't get simpler than that, but it was all based off that corner fake that sent two members of SMPR packing to that front post.
Unbelievable. Exactly what SMPR Esports didn't want. But Team BDS have done what they've always done. Found a way to score a goal. But that's a really good kickoff. Extra gets the save.
And SMPR have continually been stuck on the low goal-scoring affair. They need to start stepping up in the attack.
You have to think, though, BDS, they are used to these low-scoring games, whereas SMPR, if they get a couple of chances, they might be frustrated they don't secure them. Casio up for one, down for the second, but Extra clears it away. Less than 90 seconds, we're drawn level again.
The last-ditch defending from Team BDS has been brilliant, but that's a really good pinch. We'll open things up. Chausette to the side. Not the touch he wanted, but Casio can steam in and keep the attack going. Wants to get a similar goal to the one we just saw, bundling that ball over the goal line. Who's going to be there to put it away? Nobody on this occasion, but Archie's going to go again. He's got the ball to the sky. He goes onto the backboard, tries to get it downwards. Not able to this time.
You can see the communication as well has stepped up here for BDS. They're willing to back off to give the better touch to the player behind.
Monkey Moon into the corner. Chausette's going to close him down. It's good defending from him in the middle. Extra to the corner, but Archie's there. Team BDS's touch is not quite good enough. Mark by 8's going to try and repeat the trick for their first goal, bundling it along, but they need more than that against SMPR, who have stepped right up.
They've been pushing forward, but they cannot get that final touches. Team BDS now may have a chance of their own.
Casio has got absolutely no boost, so can only send it towards Monkey Moon. There's Chausette getting involved, boostless as well. Everyone's completely starving. It's so stretched. Archie tries to get a block. BDS combining at that near post. SMPR Esports is trying to get involved. Is anyone going to be able to get a clean touch? Not here, and now there's Extra. He gets the flip reset to the backboard. Anybody following is marked by 8. Saved at the last second by SMPR Esports. One more second, and we're going to overtime. Archie should kill this one here, but it's not the best touch. Extra's ball hit, though, does hit the floor.
Chance now for BDS to win in overtime and put themselves on the point that could send them through into the grand finals. SMPR having to hold firm. They've certainly had more attack, but Monkey Moon, he has got an artillery cannon on the front of that car.
You could tell that little pause just to get to overtime was what BDS needed. They're now so much stronger on the attack.
So often a kickoff can completely change the composition of the game, and that's what BDS wanted, and so far that's been the case. But SMPR Esports have just about wrestled it back. There's Monkey Moon, sending that ball towards Mark by 8. Extra's getting involved now as well. He sends it long, but there's nobody there at the end of it.
And BDS, they've set up some pressure here. Plenty of boost left for SMPR, but a chance as well right in front of the net. Archie with the miss. Extra is circling around. He gets the touch forward as Cassio is going to be the one to get the clear.
It's a decent clear, but Mark by 8's going to snap it up. Archie has to be strong and tall at the near post. He is. Mark by 8's still there, just to try and cause some chaos, but there's Cassio. He gets the flick. Monkey Moon clears it. More defending from Team BDS, but these touches, they're not good enough. SureSet shoots, and SureSet gets it in.
SureSet smashes it just below the crossbar. Monkey Moon with a clear to Mark. A terrible touch from him, and SureSet able to put the prowess on the front of the ball. Pew-pews it out from the net. SMPR bring us level 2 apiece.
That's an absolute beamer from SureSet, which is great. Previously in that game, SureSet was struggling with his touches in front of net. He had a few wide misses, and that was the shot that brings SureSet back.
The magic of the tactical timeout is still in full effect. SMPR Esports, they come out to that one and they just managed to squeeze Team BDS. Every clearance Team BDS were making, it was straight to a SMPR player. I think they could have done a bit more in that transitional game.
To respond to a 5-1 with a very, very close 2-1 overtime is such a great statement. Getting that shot past 2 defenders as well is amazing to see, because SureSet, he had to react so quickly.
Yeah.
That wasn't off a teammate pass. That wasn't called to him. That was off him receiving it from Mark.
I'm looking at SureSet's hands, and they are dead steady. And if any of you guys have seen SureSet at LAN, he's normally shaky. He's normally moving about. He looks rock solid.
He's taken this responsibility. He knows he is one of the older players here, especially in his team. He is the one that has done it all. He's won international majors in Rocket League, and he can just sense that the opportunity is there to do so again. But for that to happen, they have to get past Team BDS. First to 4 still. It's still so far away, but it's so close as well.
BDS still the online favorites, but now they've proven themselves on the LAN, and they're going to have to bring back those demos we saw in the earlier game.
Yeah, they were absolutely vital to BDS's success, and what a better map to do it on than Wasteland.
Remember as well, but Team BDS historically lose to SMPR Esports in best of 7s, and maybe we're seeing why, as SMPR Esports put them on the back foot straight away again in game number 5. Maybe SMPR's third man could have been a little bit closer there, just wanting to get involved, but we'll try and keep the pressure on.
Look how close the BDS team is playing in that defensive area. It's only going to take one crossfield pass for SMPR to be able to beat them out.
Maybe the pass will come fairly soon. Cassio's going to try and get it. Archie's racing Extra to the ball, but Extra wins there. SureSet then booms it to the corner, but there'd been a rotation out from Archie, so Mark by 8 can clear that ball all by himself.
Good demo coming in, clearing the midfield, and it gives BDS the chance. Doinks it high from Monkey. Up for the double. Down onto the goal line. Great save out from SMPR.
Still opportunities, though, for BDS. It has to be up to Archie to get the long air dribble down, and he stayed behind that ball just to give a little bit more room for his teammates. Extra down to Monkey Moon. Does go for the fake, and that will slow down the play.
A lovely passing play was brewing, but the demo that Cassio got onto Extra completely stopped it. The Team BDS is still coming forward. Here's Extra against Archie. Monkey Moon can't do anything with this except send it down to Mark by 8, whose pass is a little bit loose and a little bit wide. Sets up SureSet for one of his mazy dribbles, known so much for them. Archie shoots to the corner. Extra gets back and saves.
Tries to find that top corner, but a cracking save from the BDS defender. A minute and a half gone. It has been back and forth so far, with SMPR trying to put on the pressure. Counterattacks flying in from BDS.
That being said, what was so strong about SMPR yesterday is they were willing to take the shots closer to the net. They were willing to go for a little bit more of an outplay, and that's what's missing to break open that BDS defense.
Monkey Moon just slows things right down in the sky and still gets a flip reset over SureSet. It's like he teased him in there. Marked by 8, he's beaten to the ball by Cassio, whose clearance puts Extra right on the back foot and a boost deal as well. Massive play there from SMPR. SureSet to the corner, but he's tackled by Monkey Moon, trying to dribble this ball away. Marked by 8 with the long clearance, but again, these BDS clearances just going straight to SMPR Esports.
It's been such a meat grinder. Both teams playing so very close to the ball, looking for the challenges, almost getting the bump, but it is such hard territory. Marked by 8. He's found it off the post.
Manages to fly in and get the touch at the death of that shot. Monkey Moon, an amazing chance at Mark reading the impossible bounce.
Yeah, we've seen so many chances missed on that near post. It was actually a great read from Mark by 8.
And that's been the problem of SMPR playing a little too close to that ball. In that case, Jorset caught out.
Monkey Moon's going to try and double their lead by getting this ball out, but it's wedged in their corner. Oh, that is brilliant. He's back to his best.
Demo.
Monkey Moon, there's a bump in front of him. Archie, brilliant defending. That was almost impossible.
That movement is sublime.
I love Archie. I love watching him work. Both ends of the pitch, he's been so strong.
Extra's going to get 100 boost, and he's going to get a chance to come from the wall. No, he waits instead. Temps shot set in. Then it's just a big boom again. Extra that does come in. It's a poor touch from Archie, who makes up for his mistake.
It wasn't the strongest shot either from Extra. He needed a bit more width on that shot. But even still, Extra's actually going to back off. He could have moved forward. He had the spacing, but they're going to play it safe.
Monkey Moon's going to take a touch here. He goes up against Casio, marked by 8, just waiting, seeing if there's going to be any mistakes from the SMPR defense. There's a man trapped in the goal line. It's Archie. Monkey Moon round the wall, just wants to boom this one clear. Now is the time where BDS can boom the ball. With 1 goal to the good, 1 minute and 30 left. Every clearance is like a victory for them, but Archie has the mechanics and the talent to get it to the backboard, but not with Monkey Moon there.
SMPR clearing out from their own half looks terrifying when you have Casio or Archie on the end of that ball. As your set moves up the pitch, though, you need to remove 1 more player from the play.
Marked by 8 is the one removing players from the play. He's going for so many bumps, so many demos. This is going to be tough for SMPR.
Extra tries to get a touch over the top, and he does. Good speed again from him. Team BDS looking up there with the best they've played all week. Casio's going to get it towards Archie. It's blocked by Mark by 8. Extra, he's going to take a shot. It's just over. Maybe could have done some damage if that had been on target. Monkey Moon is there. They're getting each other's way, though. Archie has a chance for a pass. Casio gets the next touch in the corner. Good defending from Extra.
SMPR looks so scared to go and push that member forward. They've only got 40 seconds left, and they're not willing to take the risks.
They have to get involved as soon as possible. One of these clearances has to be followed up by a teammate, but they're wedged, trapped in their own half. Extra around the corner. He's still got boost. He's beaten Archie. Does he get a bump here? Not quite, because Team BDS are defending so deep, but Mark by 8 can go absolutely solo, and it's 2-0.
That man's been hitting the gym.
Mark by 8 employing the Seiko strat of driving straight forwards.
It's actually been effective, yeah. The new meta of 50-50 challenges puts Team BDS in a potentially unassailable lead.
Especially with SMPR on the stage, right in front of the net. They're going to be pre-jumping. They're going to be going high, so going underneath, going through is the best method. And this is what I love about BDS. They're constantly willing to slow the play down.
This is one's looking like it's going to be dead. Even if SMPR Esports get a goal from here, I don't think they're going to have time. And they are going to have to take 2 games in a row.
After this game, you have to think about the timeout situation. SMPR, they've burned theirs. They do not have a chance now to speak to their coach for more than a minute, and there's no way that BDS are going to be taking it to give them a favor. That is an awesome win for BDS. 2-0 as well. Another more than 1 goal lead.
And they're doing it in a very safe way. They're playing just very demo heavy, bump heavy, slowing it down in front of that SMPR net. They're constantly outsmarting SMPR.
I still feel as well that there's more that Team BDS can do when transitioning from defense. So many of their clearances, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's working, fair play, they're winning these games, but to really pen SMPR back, if they just have a man a little bit further forward for the redirect, they'll do so much more damage.
I really like how BDS are playing as a team. They're not going for solo plays, they're just playing it safe.
The way that SMPR, I think, are approaching this game, you mentioned it in that game, Yummy, is they looked a bit scared to really throw everything at the ball. And hey, look, there's a way to do it where you're not sending all 3 players into the final third and then suddenly there's a runaway goal. But SMPR, they're scared to really go against BDS in a mano-a-mano match. And that's what they need to do. Now that they're on series point, it could be disastrous.
They need Archie up front. They need the young gun. They need him to pop off.
And they need it to start on Neo Tokyo. Game number 6. SMPR Esports needing a couple in a row. Or it's going to be Team BDS making it to the final of the RLCS Full Major.
SMPR looking for a Game 7. BDS, they want to play spoiler.
Oh, nearly an instant shot coming out from SMPR. If they can start on the front foot here and get the early goal, they're in a great position. Casio looking to do that for them. blocked out by Extra this time.
It's a really good start for SMPR Esports, but it was well defended by Team BDS. They get in each other's way a little bit, though, which should let SMPR Esports in until Monkey Moon. How much has this man stepped up? If any of you are wondering, why is this player in the best of the world conversation, this is why. Look at the chaos that ensues when he just gets one extra touch.
Extra touch into the very top.
Going high on that shot, leaves it for Monkey Moon, can't get the angle, hands it straight back to the man that gave him a goal on the platter.
And they make SMPR look silly. There were players flying everywhere.
It just seems that every time he gets the ball at the moment, SMPR Esports just have to scatter to the wind, wondering where Monkey Moon is going to place the ball. And the bumps are coming in as well.
Mark's bumps have been so instrumental to this victory so far for BDS. They have looked so scary on offense. You see SMPR at the back looking twitchy, looking jumpy, because they need to be so active to get away from that menace.
That man is a menace, and he's been doing it all land. He's the one stepping up here for BDS.
But they still would love a second goal. And there's a miss from two players faking each other out. It falls to Monkey Moon, and in this form, he can do absolutely anything with this ball. You can see how quickly he's being closed down there.
Tell you what, I love that the defender didn't fall for Monkey Moon's mind games there. You need to look at the ball. Sometimes, if you've got the defender behind you, you can just go for the high percentage play.
But he's still got the pace. He's letting chances coming in for Team BDS, but they are nipping in there as SMPR Esports. Able to get this ball back on a pretty regularly. As Archie sends it down, Cassio thought about going for the ball, but decided against it, just leaving Extra all the space in the world to go for that.
And they've taken it down to the other end, BDS, and every single time they're in front of the net, they look really threatening with their touches. Though this time it's around the other way, Jaw set with a shot, but it's straight towards Monkey Moon.
The difference there between SMPR and BDS attacking is Cassio doesn't get the play and he immediately leaves via boost. You would have seen a BDS player there bump the keeper, make it easy for the teammate.
Extra clears long towards Monkey Moon. Better transition there from Team BDS. It's closed down so quickly in the midfield by SMPR Esports. But look at the speed of Team BDS. Every time SMPR think they have a clean touch, there's somebody else there. Here's marked by 8. They can't knock it away, SMPR Esports. Monkey Moon has it absolutely clean. It's a little bit high, but still the attack continues.
There's only 2 minutes 40 remaining, SMPR. You've got to get into that grand final. You've got to find a way to the other end.
BDS shoots so intelligently.
This is it.
And with the ball on the line, they secure their second goal. Playing with their food, shooting high, shooting to the side, not knowing where that ball is going to fly in, gives SMPR an impossible defending position.
Stealing the boost, stealing the space on the pitch, and stealing the ball every time SMPR Esports think they're going to get it. Team BDS are peaking.
They only need to hold on for the 2 minutes and a half that it takes to get into that grand final, to get their rightful spot back at the top of EU.
Shorset needs to get something going, but he's bumped out of the way. This could be 3. What a block that was from the side. Cassio keeps it going, but there's no one there for SMPR Esports. They're just booming the ball forwards, hoping something's going to happen, and that's what Team BDS are doing to them. Look at how the ball is just camped in orange territory. They just can't clear, but this might be a chance for Shorset to set up Archie. Great interlinking touch. Cassio can't get the finish.
Right idea, wrong execution, but they still have a chance here, SMPR. Archie looking for the touch, but a missed touch down to the ground.
One thing SMPR just look like they're doing is flailing a bit when they get suddenly chances in this final game. They've looked great in this series. Don't let it drop now. Great shot on target. You sent 3 BDS defenders to it.
Joss there with a slow play, but he can't find it past the last defender. Extra has been holding on strong.
But there's good pressure from SMPR Esports. Here's a chance. Shorset comes in, but Shorset gets it blocked away. Cassio has another clean touch.
Yes, Archie.
What can he do with it? All he has is Monkey Moon closing him down. Archie tries something a little bit fancy. It's going to backfire. It's going to be Extra. It's going to be Team BDS.
It's open and it may well be over. Archie trying to get that lovely touchdown. Shorset moving 1 car length forward too much. The chance for Extra sees the goal open. That is 3, a minute 16. SMPR staring down the barrel.
It's really not felt like SMPR has found any chance to get going, and that's what it can be like against a team like BDS. They keep you low on boost, they keep you pinned, they keep you challenged, they keep you out of the grand final.
They've been absolutely flawless, Team BDS. In these last 2 or 3 games, they have just put unbelievable amounts of pressure on SMPR Esports, who, to their credit, have tried so hard to break them down, but BDS just keep winning that extra ball.
The Kings are back.
It's so hard to see how SMPR can work their way to 4 more goals, especially when misses like that. 5 goals, a near insurmountable amount, a minute remaining. It is going to be an absolute effort.
Come on, Stumpy, learn to count, pal. It's clearly 5-0, not 4-0, obviously.
Sorry, I also rounded to the nearest minute. Nightmare.
Nightmare, absolute nightmare. I mean, SMPR Esports having a bit of a nightmare in this game as well. But I mean, just Team BDS, how on earth do you defend against a team that always has a player there?
I love just seeing BDS go for the demos. That's been the real difference maker. When they've been confident, when they've been moving forward, there hasn't been anyone in net to be able to defend.
45 seconds is just not going to be enough time. We can all hope, we can dream, but this is where the series wraps up. They may well get a consolation, but realistically, BDS are going to be going through into the grand finals of our first international tournament in 2 years.
It's a brilliant performance from SMPR Esports to make it all the way to the semi-finals in an event where we predicted maybe last 8 for them. They always go one step beyond.
And I love that it's BDS. It feels so well deserved that the most dominant team of RLCS, the most dominant team of EU, have finally brought it back when it most counts.
Well, here we go. One more goal for the road. Extra is just reminding everybody watching that when Team BDS fancy it, they can do anything. They can aerial and they can certainly 50-50.
You don't have to do that to him, Extra. You're already winning. You don't have to triple fake sure set.
Especially because it's Jorset, the player who's meant to be holding down the defense. Hasn't looked too strong, but looks like BDS are taking it.
Oh, here we go. The bell is tolling. 0 seconds is approaching. BDS become the European leaders, taking us to the end of this full major. They will go up against either NRG or FaZe. BDS are back, baby.
The Kings, man.
It's only fitting that they're the ones to take it to the grand final to represent EU. I know a lot of the teams have been saying, we just want the best team to win in this matchup so they can represent EU the best.
Thing is, we said through the series that they normally have online, they start a bit slow, and then they ramp it up. How about we expand that across an entire tournament, across 5 days of competition? They looked, I'm not going to say rough, but not BDS. Ramping up to where they are now, it's incredible. On the other side of that beautiful pink and yellow stage, though, is SMPR. The fact that they got into these semi-finals, they are now top 4 in the world, is a phenomenal statement.
The echoes of the past as well, starting to hit Cassio and his performance in RLCS Season 8, but more importantly, Chorset, who came in as the favorites of that season. That is a tough loss, but they should be proud of themselves. They made it further than they've ever done before in RLCS.
But Team BDS, who managed to get all the way to the RLCS X European Championship Finals, then lose to Vitality despite dominating the season. This season, people have been saying, are they going to begin to fall? They've been making their own tweets about communication not being there. But then when it matters the most, just look at them. And Monkey Moon, that's the best we've seen him play for maybe months.
And especially Mark by 8 for me, even when he wasn't having his best mechanical performance, he's the one who's doing so much work off the ball, stealing boost, getting demos, creating space.
We saw how much the victory yesterday meant to Extra, especially where he collapsed on the floor, had Mark by 8 G'ing him up, saying, look, bro, we're here. We've done it. We've made it to the semi-final, shouting as every single goal goes in. And now they are a grand finalist in their first team LAN. Outstanding.
It doesn't get any better person to cheer for than Extra. He's such a likable person. He is humble. He is friendly. He's always looking and smiling at everybody else at the LAN, and I'm excited to see him go all the way.
Well, your first finalists from what's become the EU side of the bracket, a Team BDS. But who will they face? FaZe or NRG? Find out in a few minutes.